Well, it's me again, Margaret from M.E.s Orchids, and I'm in the kitchen. And I thought, well, while I'm in a mood for dealing with orchids that need to be looked at, I thought I'd try and bring these two big dendrobiums out of dormancy. And this big one here, this is my, that's how big she is. This is my Dendrobium gracilicoli. This is an Australian one. And it's inside a pot there. And inside that pot, you'll see some roots. But I think it's actually potted in coir as a medium. I think, if I remember right, when we had the amaryllis in October, there was a disc that you put in water and it inflated it, and one of the discs wasn't used, so I thought, oh well, that looks quite good, because I do know they absorb a lot of water, and so I inflated it, for want of a better word, and put it in here with this dendrobium, and I haven't watered it since, and I've just emptied it all out. What a mess that was as well. Just to check the roots, and they're absolutely fine. In fact, some of the roots are growing. So what I've also done, while I've got the mixture out, I've cleaned every leaf with the mixture that I do for spider mite. And that's how big she is, if I stand back. It's enormous. So this one, as well as this one, and this is the Dendrobium delicatum, and if I can show you in the right spot, is this the right one? Which one is it? It's one of these somewhere, just hold on. Which one is it? Just bear with me while I have a note. Oh, there. That's a growth, well, a flower spike. I think that's the one there. Yes, there. There's the old one, and there's the new one coming up at the side. And likewise with this one, you'll see how big. Look at this. I've wiped every leaf down, and there are the roots. You can see the canes are slightly desiccated, but I'm not worrying about that at this moment in time, because once I start to hydrate them regularly, then this will come back, no problem at all. So bear with me a minute. So I've just come up into the grow room now, and I've just brought this Cymbidium up. I've cleaned it all up. I'm hoping that's going to be a flower there. And this now, with 65% humidity in here, and this one I'll have to find room for it in here, and it's inside that inner pot now. And if I get up and don't break my neck, I'll bring you slowly round. I'm hoping I'm not in my own light. That there now is one of the three sisters, and that's in that glass vase now. Perhaps I can show you this way. And the glass vase now there has just got a small reservoir of water underneath. That container isn't actually touching the water, but that will give humidity to that nice Phalaenopsis. And likewise with that one. That's another one of the three sisters. And if I bring you back this way as well, that's got a reservoir of water down below. been quite dark today, and let me see whether this will actually lighten up a bit. I don't know whether that's any better for you. That's the one that I cut the rhizome off, and so that's sitting on this shelf here now, and all the others, those were the ones that were hydrated yesterday. Just going to bring that back to normal, and that's the Phalaenopsis Colopakingii, and there's the other one. Now they were fed and watered yesterday. I really need to attend to that. That's Nellie Isla, and that one. Sometimes when you've got a big collection of orchids, you know, there's only so much time in a day, and you have to perhaps pick one or two out, like I do, and look at those, see whether or not they need any orchid maintenance, and if they do, you have to deal with those first. Let's look up there. That's that Angraecum, and that's in that pot there. So let's all the mounts have been watered today. I mean, that's a job in itself. And if I just snip down here again, and what I have to do is I have to just be careful I don't knock anything behind me, and excuse the bright light here, try and, that's that Adenium Abosum, and those two flowers are not quite out yet, and that just sits here under this bottom shelf. And if I gently pick you up and bring you round, oops, that's Keith's trousers on the back of the door, and we're into this little area now where I keep the mounts, and that's the Laelia, and these have been, the Laelia hasn't this morning, but all these have been hydrated today, and they seem to be fine. Got a new, don't know whether you'll see that there, let's have a look if I can see it. Where that green string is, you'll see there's a new little growth, tiniest little thing, and that's my Dendrobium tetragonum. That's mounted on this little mount. So everything's absolutely fine. Oh, this one here, I've not put that yet. This is the Phalaenopsis. There we go. That goes there. And there we go. That's Dendrobium falcorostrum. Those are the two, that's one of them, that's J.O. Candy. And excuse me, that's the other one. Oh, and you wanted to show you something. I won't swing round too quickly because it'll make us all dizzy. So I'll just snip up here. That's that little Phalaenopsis from yesterday, and I wanted to show you this. And I could have kicked myself, I don't know how it happened. Let's just see if I can pick it up. That was that lovely, where is it? Yeah. It's the Dendrobium Phalaenopsis, tile and black. And just down there was an absolute gorgeous growth. It was at least 2 inches high. You'll see the little black there. And what happened with that one, I must have watered it from the top. Water got into it and it rotted it. So the moral of the tale is, be very careful as new growths come through that you don't accidentally drop water on them. Because if you drop water on them, then you run the risk of them dying back. So let's go here now. And this one here, this is the, let me just show you. There we go. The Vanda. There we go. There. And it goes in that glass vase there. But this morning, I was a little bit worried this morning. Let me just bear with me a minute. I'm trying to hang it back up now. Right, and see whether I can get it hung up back up. Because there's a little tiny place it'll go in. Well, that's not going to go in now. And when I come off camera it'll go straight in. So what I did this morning, these roots here were hydrated. There we go. And I felt that they needed drying out more quickly. And so what I did, hold on. Where's that gone? There we go, I'm back again. So I decided to, there we are, there's that little clip. I decided to hang it up here to dry it. And then tomorrow I can put it back in that vase. So I'm only going to put it in the vase when it wants watering. And then I'll allow it to dry out. And then it'll go back in the vase again. And I think that's going to be the best way with this one. Because of course they all need air to the roots, and everything else there. Look at that green root on that one. That's the Dendrobium pendulum there. And those are 2 little nobly cakeys. But, I've got that fan on behind me. I don't know whether that's disturbing you. I hope it isn't. That's one of the other Phalaenopsis, Dendrobium Phalaenopsis that I mounted. So that's been watered today. And let's just pan you around here now. And then watching that I don't fall into anything. As I say, I only just turned the humidifier off. It was 65% in here. Now it's dropped down to 63. And that's the beautiful probably not going to see that now. Let me just darken it slightly. That's too dark, isn't it? There we are. That's the Richter eye. And I don't think, just checking, sorry about that, I was just looking behind it. I don't think that's going to have any more flowers. But if it doesn't, I mean, we can't be greedy. That's the first time it's flowered. And I'm thrilled to bits. And that's that Procatavolia. What I'm going to do now is just clip this off. Oh, it's blowing outside. And there we go. You'll see the windows are steamed up. The condensation, because we're just single glazed. But there we go up there now. All this here, including this big this big Cattleya Pastoral Innocence, that Phalaenopsis, all these up here, including the Plicatile. They've all been watered today. And it's a very busy time Monday and Tuesday, because I try and get everything done, because I work Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, well, until May, and then I shall have all this extra time to let's just bring a little bit of extra light in there. There we go. I shall have all this extra time then when I'm retired to give the orchids my full attention. It's surprising. If anybody was to have told me at the beginning, you know, it'll take up virtually all your time just looking after them, I'd have thought, oh, come off it. But it does, because you have to look at them as individuals, and then each individual one has a specific need. And especially then, if you're growing seedlings or a species one, then they need even more attention then. And so I do have specific days, like I do look after and check the Phalaenopsis on a Monday, and Tuesday is usually the Phragmipedium days. It just enables me to split the workload that's on that top shelf there. And then we come back down to this shelf here. So thank you for joining me. Like I say now, it's the next 3 days I'm working, and it'll take me all my time to get to work and back. So I shan't be dealing with any of the orchids. Of course, I still have to water the mounts. They have to do them. I usually do them before I go to work. Keith checks the humidity and looks after the orchids during the day. And then if need be in the evening, and some of them are very dry, then I'll come and water some of them in the evening. And there we go down there. I'm back in my own shadow now, unfortunately. So that's it now. Thank you for joining me. Take care. Bye-bye now.